If you're neurodivergent, autistic, or ADHD, you might be wondering why you're tired all the time, and things that don't seem to drain other people are so draining for you. Well, it could be that lovely lack of neural pruning that we have. Everyone goes through a synaptic pruning in early childhood. Normally it's between infancy and adolescence. You start pruning away connections that your synapses think that they don't need anymore. They don't really associate with anything important. It trims down your thinking time, essentially, and lets you process things faster. But studies have proven that people that have autism or ADHD, neurodivergent folks, do not have that synaptic pruning. We do, but it doesn't prune as much unnecessary connections, which leads to sensory hypersensitivities and things of that nature. We literally feel more and see more and think more and experience more, because the thing that was supposed to happen, that was supposed to trim down those connections so that you're not constantly taking in so much sensory information, didn't happen in your brain. It's also why some people that are neurodivergent experience synesthesia. And synesthesia is kind of the crossing of wires of sensory experiences. That song tastes purple. Today feels yellow. There's various different types of synesthesia where the pathways for experiential processing of different senses just kind of get mixed up. This can also happen in people with traumatic brain injuries, and can happen when you take psilocybins or other LSD, things of that nature that affect your sensory processing. So yeah, be careful with hallucinogens if you're neurodivergent. But back to the why we're tired all the time. Just imagine if you were constantly inundated with sensory information and your brain could not tune it out. Like neurotypical people. Here's an example. What if you smelled shit? You woke up smelling it. You smelled it everywhere you went. And at first you're like, man, did I step in it? So you're checking your shoes, and then that didn't do it. So you're checking your clothes. Why do I smell it all the time? It's not going away. Because typically you would adjust to a smell and not smell it anymore. But what if you just kept smelling it all day, constantly? But nobody else could smell it, just you. And then imagine days and days of this, where you just constantly smell shit all the time, everywhere you go, and nobody else smells it, and you're starting to think you're a little insane. Well, there you go. Welcome to the neurodivergent brain. We can't necessarily tune things out that bother us. We can't just stop thinking about it. And it's because of that lack of synaptic pruning. So if you're exhausted all the time from all of the intake of the sensory information, or you are just constantly in a state of overwhelm from taking in so much, now at least you have an explanation for why. It really sucks to smell shit all the time. And it really does make you feel like you're insane when people constantly tell you they don't smell it either. All right. Thanks for listening. Have a great day. Love you. Bye.